So what you doing?
Everybody, welcome into Real Talk with Spoon and Pudding. This will be episode 65. I'll be the one and only Big Spoon.
I'll be Pudding, and show's been here yesterday, but somebody wasn't feeling well.
I still ain't feeling real great, but the primary purpose of this podcast is to educate, share our thoughts and opinions. When we have proof and evidence on a topic, it will be brought forth. This podcast does not constitute advice or services to anyone. Spoon and Pudding do not accept any responsibility or liability for anyone, our guests, or anyone's comments or actions based on material we talk about on our podcast. This podcast is for private, non-commercial use, and everyone should ascertain that the information we provide is correct and verified at all times. There shall be no editing, or reproduction of this podcast without prior written permission from Spoon and Pudding. You can reach us at Real Talk at spoonandpudding@gmail.com.
Okay, so wasn't feeling good, so we're a day late, but I guess you're feeling a little better today, Mr. Spoon.
Yeah, a whole lot better than yesterday, but still not great.
My number one thing I wanted to get your genuine reaction on. Okay. So you don't watch Redacted that much, do you?
Who?
Redacted, that YouTube show with Clayton and his wife. Friday he put up a video. I didn't see it till Saturday. I was hoping to ambush you with it yesterday, but I want y'all to look at this. Can you read that, Mr. Spoon?
No, you have to send it to me if you got it.
Well, I just want to leave it up there. I'll go read it real quick. It's Rand Paul from Kentucky proposed this. It was proposed on the NDAA, the National Defense Bill. Let me get it here on my phone so it's a little bit bigger. It says, statement of purpose, to express the sense of Congress that Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty, or NATO, does not supersede the constitutional requirement that Congress declare war before the United States engages in war. That's the amendment. It was Amendment 222. It was vote number 191. This is from the government. I got that off their website. 83 senators said that the constitutional war powers of Congress are now to be walked around because of NATO. 83 senators said no. 16 said yes, and one not voting. So the one senator that didn't vote was from Wyoming. Blackburn, our senator, was against it. Haggerty, I had to give him some props. Hey, thank you. You did vote in favor of it. But 83 people said our Constitution doesn't matter. And if you're in other states, I'll show the other bottom half of the clip. There's the... If you can pause it or get it on a big screen, you can look and see the yes and no's.
So let me get this straight. Rand Paul proposed
Paul put amendment on the National Defense
Bill. Not matter.
No, his amendment says we follow the Constitution before we follow the NATO treaty.
Okay.
That if there's an Article 5, Article 5 of NATO says if war is declared by NATO, all countries must go. Okay, what Rand Paul proposed is what's in this amendment here. I'll read it again. To express that the sense of Congress that Article 5 of the NATO treaty does not supersede the constitutional requirements that Congress declare war before the United States engages in war. 83 sitting senators said our Constitution does not matter. NATO treaty is more important. And sending our sons and daughters and your tax money off to war because of NATO.
They should
is
be
more
replaced
important
right
than
now.
the Constitution. Yeah, they should be.
They should be kicked out of office.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know they should. 83 of them should be replaced and recalled. I wanted to hit you with this just out of the blue because I didn't tell you about this.
Well, I read a little bit something because I seen you and Mike going back and forth, and I seen you post something on his.
Oh, so you did see it.
So I seen a little bit of it, but I didn't go in depth on it because I knew you would tell me. But yeah, anytime anybody votes that our Constitution doesn't matter, and then you want to go somewhere else. I mean, it's no different than the laws they pass that are unconstitutional. Anybody that proposes and votes to pass a law that oversteps our Constitution, they should be replaced right then also.
Yes. See, I've talked about this in previous shows about how the 17th Amendment needs to be repealed. We need a constitutional convention so we can get this amendment repealed, because those 83 people are against the Constitution. And that right there is there you go. That's what lets our senators sit for 6 years without fear of being fired. The states have no power. The Senate's supposed to have, states' power over the legislature up there. But again, when you've got 83 people saying no, NATO's more important than the Constitution, no, you're all traitors. You should be tried for treason today, I think.
Absolutely.
You're on record. That's a record vote right there.
Well, me and you talk all the time that our forefathers didn't set all this up for them to set up there and get rich and have like politicians and have lobbyists and all that. And then they turn around and they vote that their Constitution really doesn't matter in the favor of however they want. Anybody that does that.
I'm going to walk it around because the thing that gives them power is that document, the document they just voted against. So where is their power? You voted against a document that says you have, and again, it's a loose held contract. I didn't sign it. You didn't sign it. How can we be a party to a contract we didn't sign? But for sake of argument, there's a lot of people that believe in this. However, I wanted to just state that at this point, it seems to me that they're rogue. They're all traitors and they're rogue, and they should be, either jailed. Kicked out of office for sure. At bare minimum, they should be, replaced.
Tarred and feathered in the public square would be better, I think. You said example for one or two of them, it might change.
There's 83 of them. That's more than just one or two. It's not like you got one or two bad actors.
Let's make 83 examples.
They won't. You'll never get it. It'll never happen.
Oh, I know you won't. But what gives them power is the people that's allowed it to go so far to where they set up there, like me and you talked about. I told you the lobbyists ought to be the number one crime in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Should have been outlawed. You should be in prison. But we've let it go so far that they've made lifelong careers out of this, getting rich off the working man and the small people of this country. They don't get rich off the rich people because the rich people know how to not pay taxes. That's Trump.
No. The rich people.
Your dad had that discussion when he said he didn't like somebody because he didn't pay his taxes, but he was fine for Trump not paying his taxes. The thing is, at what point are the people actually going to get off their asses and decide we've had enough? Because if you just go back to the January 6th debacle, we know what could have come out of that, but we know what came out of that. So now the politicians think they have more power, which they do, because number one, they didn't hold the Capitol. Number two, Trump didn't pardon them on his way out. So they're hanging the few that he let in there, pretty much. So, if they're under age 30, we're done anyway, right? Do you trust anybody that's under the age of 30 to do anything?
Now, most of our audience, like I said, the people under the age of 30 are just going to be lemons and just follow them right off. Just sheeple right off the side of the cliff.
There's few and far between, like my 20-year-old son. Yeah.
Of course, Rand Paul voted for it because it's his amendment. McConnell in Kentucky, you Kentucky people, y'all need to get rid of McConnell. He needs to be gone. He voted against it. But like I said, that was the one thing I really wanted to try to highlight here. Again, we'll see what I watched a little bit of the meeting. Did you watch a little bit of it?
The Portland one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't watched none of it yet. I need to watch it.
I watched a little bit. It's I don't know. I just before we went live today, I sent that fluoride video to Woodall. We'll see what he does.
Yeah, I didn't. I meant to email it to all of them, but I hadn't.
I sent it to him on Facebook, and then sent it to Jody like a week ago or whatever. But so anyway, let me see. Do you want me to start out where our new photo?
Go ahead.
So the other weekend, I took this picture, and then I put it in an AI generator, and then this is what AI come up with. And I wanted to turn it into an anime just to be like a little bit of a joke. So that was how that came out. So then I took this picture, and then I fed it into AI, and then the AI generated that comment, which you looked at it, and I said, man, that's a crazy comment. And then we got psychedelic, which doesn't look nothing like us, apparently. And then we got the sketch. So that's the new photo for whatever, I just thought. But I was shocked in like 4 or 5 seconds what AI could do from that picture to that description. I was like, oh my God. AI
4 to 5 seconds.
4 to 5 seconds. That's what AI.
Say about us again. Read it.
Let me see. I'll read it off the thing. I got it. It's easier to read on my phone because these screens on the computer are kind of small. But no, I sent it to you, didn't I? I know I sent it to you.
Yeah.
But it was kind of freaky how quick AI can. AI is going to replace a lot of people. It says a couple of men standing next to each other. Steve Henderson and Mark Brooks on a parking lot. Tool band. Redneck country rebelliousness, conservatively dressed, pointing index finger by John Coughlin, Chris Knight, T. Allen Lawson, and Ian Fisher. Trailer Park Boys, which hey, I'll take that one. It's kind of funny. Jamie Jones, Redneck, the right from wrong, Rob Cobb. I don't know who all that is. That was that photo in seconds, AI was like, man, that just means y'all people post all these photos all over Facebook, and you post these photos of yourself and all this shit. AI is categorizing them.
You seen the memes going around of John Connor looking at you like it's like John Connor watching you use AI.
Oh, yeah. No, it's we're in a lot of trouble. AI is looking at everything now, and if it can 3-4 seconds, analyze that, and then it was less than 10 seconds, it spit out them pictures. I was like, man, that's crazy. Yeah.
One of the things I wanted to hit on, I posted this on my timeline the other day. So Sound of Freedom hits over 100 million. Jason Aldean's song goes to #1 on iTunes. I sent this to you. Disney lost 900 million on their last 8 releases. Disney World is empty. Bud Light and Target lost billions of dollars. So what does that tell you about this? What does that tell you about this woke society?
No, it's going away. It's going down the wrong rabbit hole. But does that mean that they're not going to keep propping it up?
Well, of course they're going to keep propping it up. But how well does it work for you? Like that new Jason Aldean song, it's probably been out a few weeks, a month, and
you already know how I'm skeptical of him.
Well, that's fine, but CMT pulled his video, and everybody in the society, and then he went to #1 on iTunes and a bunch of other charts that he normally wouldn't have went to #1. Personally, I don't know him personally. Me and you've talked about, but the song has nothing to do with what they're trying to propose. It has anything to do with, It's like
unless they're just unless he's just, I don't know. Unless he's just trying to divide and conquer. I don't know. I have my skeptical beliefs about him after Vegas.
Yeah, I understand, but it has nothing to do with the song,
If you understand Psychology, the song To Divide and Conquer song.
I'm talking about them, what they're upset about. They're claiming in the song he was doing it all for racism, and I don't believe that. And the song in the song has nothing to do. It says nothing about racism.
No, I didn't say it was racist. I know that's what I know again, the racism thing is something that's been used for a long time. I still laugh. I still laugh so much at that post when from our mutual friend over there in White House that used to be the yard driver in Portland. When he when the Supreme Court took down Roe v. Wade or whatever, and everybody was screaming mad on Fedbook, and then he posted that thing. He says, "I ain't seen Democrats this mad since Republicans went to take their slaves away from them."
Yeah,
I'm like, that's just so great because it's true. It's like they're fighting mad. Oh my God, you want to worry about the Roe v. Wade and abortion? Blah 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 blah. Then post.
Well, I mean, you talked about that. I thought that was a win for the other side because it gave the power to the states instead of the federal government being say, "Oh, no," all the way across the board. So I don't know what.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it's not expressly written in the Constitution, or then it's not. It's supposed to be a power to the state, which is why I can't believe that. You've got it's expressly written that Congress is the one who declares war, and you got 83 sitting senators saying, "No, we don't." NATO is going to tell us when and where we can go to war. That one right there had me all weekend. Ever since I seen that video Saturday, I was like, "What?" They want to get
everybody wants to be offended by everything. Just like that song. They want to talk about it's racism and slavery and all that. They don't want to talk about the real slavery that we discussed last week. They want to talk about the slavery that went on in this country.
The slavery that went on back in the 1850s and
150 years, 200 years ago.
Then you got post Lincoln. You had the abolition of slavery and stuff in this country, and then at that point, the black people got to work on the same farm for worse conditions because they had to go pay for themselves. I mean, and they just kind of become sharecroppers. I mean, my grandparents were sharecroppers. So it's not like I'm from a plantation owners. You know what I mean? My mom, both my mom's parents were sharecroppers in Frankfort, Kentucky. Up there.
Frankfort.
Mm-hmm. That's where they're from.
How do you pronounce the capital of Kentucky? Louisville or Louisville?
That's not the capital. Frankfort's the capital.
Yeah, Frankfort. Yeah.
How do you pronounce the capital of Kentucky? Frankfort.
Yeah. But you get a lot of people who say that.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of people was thinking, I don't know. I know my capitals. But no, like I said, other than, I didn't really have a lot this week. I just had that because I wanted to really hit on that and let people know your senators need to be replaced. 83 of them need to be taken out of office immediately. I don't see how it's, not visible. But what else you got to talk on today?
Well, just pretty much that the people that, they want to get offended by everything, and then everybody's supposed to change our past and our history, like taking down monuments like that's going to change history. And, neither one of us support or stand for slavery. That's not nothing that we've condoned.
Well, I don't buy Apple products just because I know absolutely for 100% they're all made in a slave factory.
Exactly.
So I don't buy Apple products. Same
thing here. We talked about that. They were jumping off the roofs and everything else. What they do, they put up the net so they couldn't commit that.
How dare you want to escape the matrix? You got to stay here and make more Apple products.
Anything Apple, we don't mess with it.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, I'm not saying, as far as I know, Androids could be made in a similar way. I don't know.
I've researched. They're not that drastic of the Apple and the iPhone. They are made in other countries, but just like I got a good buddy. He lives in Alabama, retired Coast Guard. Now he's police. He loves the iPhone, and I tried to explain to him how they were made, told him to research it, and just like most Americans, he said, "I don't care. I want it." You don't care how many people have to die. Most Americans the same way. They don't care. As long as they get their Starbucks and their iPhone and their Nike and whatever, they don't care who or how many have to die as long as they get the things they want and they're happy. And that's very unfortunate that that's the country we live in these days. And then you got the split. You got the LGBTQ community that wants special rights, and now you have this woke generation. They want their special rights, and they want to take down statues and change history, and you just can't do that. The history of this country is the history of the country. You got to take the good and the bad. Once upon a time, we had slavery in this country of people that were made to work, and they were abused, and most of them were, they say, a different color. I've never understood that when they say people of color, because, or they'll say black, but then people say people of color. None of us are white. All right, I have Cherokee, Irish, English, German, Polish in my DNA. Does that mean I'm white? I'm different cultures.
We're pretty much a country of mutts in a lot of ways. I mean,
exactly. So my fellow brother, whether his skin is darker or lighter than mine, depending on what he has in his DNA, he's still the fellow brother, right?
Yeah.
My brother, if that's the way he wants to be referred, is my brother, that's fine. But I'm talking about brother. It doesn't matter what color skin he has. We all have different DNA in our body. So I've never understood that when they said people of color or this or that. In my eyes, we are all created equally. We're all here for a purpose. We have to.
We're all stuck here. We'll find out one day.
Like me, I wasn't asked to be put here. I was, so make the best of it. But I feel like we're here to love and help each other out as much as we can. A lot of people says, "Well, you're on a podcast talking bad about stuff." I'm just telling the truth about stuff.
You're on a what?
On a podcast talking bad about stuff. They
think
it's
not talking bad.
If you're on a podcast telling people what the truth of the life is, I mean, sorry.
I don't think it's talking bad. It's just saying, hey, here's pointing out problems. Here's a problem.
If I give you,
here's a problem. The beginning of the meeting, he started out with a guy in a church, something about sewage was backing up in his building or something. And I can attest, the wife worked at Planet Fitness up there, and they had that same problem. Sewage backing up in the old lines. I know a lot of people have that problem.
Me and you were talking about that the other day. In this town, me and you were talking about this the other day about in this town where when it rains heavily, it's flooding everywhere. We're so far behind on stormwater, everything floods, and we don't have a way to capture that rainwater to save it and reuse it. And then a month later, we'll be in a drought. Last month we had enough rainwater we could have used for 2 months that we couldn't capture, but it flooded neighborhoods and roads. And then this month we're in a drought. But hey, if I talk about that, I'm just spreading bad news, and I don't love anybody. That's the response I get from some people. It's just comical.
Well, I know you love your little toy. Yeah. But no, like I said, I didn't. I watched a little bit of it, and I haven't finished watching it. I didn't. They're talking about raising everybody's taxes this year because of Robertson County. I don't know.
What did I tell everybody before the election? I said, after the election, the next year, your freaking taxes is going to be raised. I told everybody.
No, they're blaming it. They're blaming it on Robertson County. They did defer that. I don't know. I that was about where I, got home and I was like, whatever. I'm not going to keep.
About Robertson County in the whole, or because we're over in Robertson County, wasting all of our services to where we get no taxes from.
I don't know. Oh, they were talking about like I said, you'll just have to watch it. The mayor wasn't there. He was down there, I guess, with his little tin cup in Sumner County, down at Gallatin, trying to get TDOT money for the water. I guess he's trying to get TDOT money for the water so that they can turn around and buy more fire trucks. I mean, we'll see what they do with the money.
What day was it? There was a city truck at 7:15 in the morning the other morning, and that dude was driving erratically and crazy. I almost followed him to City Hall once I knew where he was going to ask him what his deal was. But he was coming up 52 east from interstate.
For the local Portland news, y'all guys, I don't think we're going to touch much on more national topics of anybody, but for the more local stuff, I think they voted on a Christmas bonus based on years. So your bonus, however long you work for the city of Portland, you get a bigger bonus for Christmas. I don't know. I wouldn't pay much. I was just like, okay, whatever. I'm still waiting for the fluoride topic to come back up. I mean, that's really what I want to share.
I didn't email it to all of them. I need to. But anyway, that guy was in a city truck at 7:15 in the morning, driving erratically. I didn't get the truck number. I just kind of brushed it off at the last minute and said, maybe he's having a bad day. So I'll sing it out again if he's doing that. But he was weaving in and out of traffic. He was driving erratic. He was probably driving 20, 25 miles over the speed limit. And then we come up to where that road cuts behind Dunkin' Donuts. Mm-hmm. And I was going to make a left at the light. Well, he just veers off there to cut behind Dunkin' Donuts. I guess he was going to come out on 109. Well, I went to the light and made turn left. Well, about the time that I got there, he's coming out of that side road. So he didn't get anywhere any faster. And then he tries to cut between me and a big truck so he can get over in that lane so he can turn at the next light, which I didn't let him do it. But I was going to top of the ridge over there, and I seen him turn behind me, and I guess he was going over to City Hall. But I thought about following him over, and I thought, well, maybe he's having a bad day. But if this is the way the guy drives our city truck, we got problems.
It's just like the way they drive those city cop cars all the way up to Bowling Green. And you get to fuel them. Ain't that right? Isn't that how they?
Dave, he said he lived in the Sumner County, New Deal area for about 10 years. He's from Columbia. Why don't we have dumpster sites? Have any idea? I mean, we have the dump over there close to the airport. I think it's open. It's only open a few days a week, so we have that. So what do you watch? They want to give people their Christmas bonuses based on the tenure and trying to raise taxes.
I don't know. Well, there's something about Robertson County. They deferred that because they were talking about $500,000 shortfall if they don't raise taxes or something. I don't know what it was. It was Tennessee state mess. It's messing around with county mess. It's messing with city. And
look at all the money they
got that.
Yeah. Just like you said, the mayor was down there trying to get in Sumner County.
Yeah, TDOT money for
are they going to use it for that?
I don't know. I guess we've seen how they go get all this money for water plants and all this other shit, and then they end up buying a whole bunch of stuff they don't need.
Well, just like that last bond loan they got for water issues or water treatment, and one of the aldermen tried to put an amendment on there. They only use it for that, and they voted that down. Why? So they can use it in other areas or waste it or do what they want to do. I mean, I guess
it's I can't remember what it was. Oh, so yesterday, or was it yesterday? Yesterday, yeah, yesterday I was coming back through Franklin, Kentucky up there, and the wife was driving up there through by the square, and she's seen that, you know how the Franklin National Bank they were building, it's really they're building on to huge. And she said, "What is that? A new city hall?" And I said, "Oh, no, it's a bank." I said, "Look at how they're building on." I said, "You could tell where all the money power lies, or where all the corruption is. Just drive through any small town, and the two nicest buildings will be government buildings and banks. There's always the nicest buildings, no expense spared." You know what I mean? It's because one can print money and then one can just extort it from the people. So
that's right.
Why do they care? You know, and these like the city guy or the police that drive around erratically in their cars, burning shit tons of gas off the taxpayers. What do they care? They're not there to turn a profit. You know,
well, I think it's comical. Some of these side streets,
they can run red ink for years, decades. You know,
if anybody ain't paid attention, some of these side streets they've changed the speed limit from 30 to 20. And I caught myself. Yeah, I caught myself a couple weeks ago. Well, I guess right after 32, 33, and all of a sudden I come up on a 20-mile-an-hour speed sign, and I'm like, when they change the speed limit here? But
more extortion.
But the police have been pulling people over, giving them tickets there. The people that's been doing this a long time because they don't pay attention to it because, you know, we always know when it's 30 on this side street. So they're pulling over and giving tickets, but they run 50 mile an hour right through town, and it's fine.
Well, that's your money being wasted. You know, people that
on a daily basis, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's bad. I mean, it's just what the hell? What the hell is this?
They'll send you
I think we both got it. Yeah, there's a group text, I guess. I don't know what it is. I'm looking. Maybe it'll come up. Oh, I've seen that. I didn't watch it yet. Where Jordan Peterson tried to talk about exposing, you know.
Oh yeah.
There's supposedly, I don't know, maybe more Hollywood stuff. I watch Jordan Peterson occasionally. I'm a little skeptical.
Well, you see where the independent film Sound of Freedom's over 125 million now, and
oh, I heard they were coming at what was it? Mark Wahlberg is now talking about doing a Mel Gibson movie.
Oh yeah.
There's a rumor that Mark Wahlberg and Mel Gibson are about to pair up and do another movie similar to this, more exposure of.
How long would it take to come out? Because you know Hollywood's going to fight them just like they did on this one.
I don't know. I don't understand why Hollywood fought them. You know, is it Barbra Streisand effect in place here? Like if you don't know what the Streisand effect was, it got its name. There was a guy that was taking drone footage of the California coast, and he was flying drones up the California coastline, taking pictures and putting it on the internet for free. It was something it was a hobby. He liked doing it, and he was doing it. Well, once Barbra Streisand had found out that his drone had a picture of her house on the California coast hillside, she got mad, and I think it was less than 100 people had viewed her house. I know it was less than 1,000. I don't remember the exact number, but it's hilarious. If you want to look this up on YouTube, you can look it up. But Barbra Streisand had her attorneys, you know, go after this guy and tell him, demand he remove that picture of her place because that's not his property. He has no right to it, blah, 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 and threatened him with lawsuits. Well, once he went public with it, all of a sudden, like 500,000 people looked at her house because it got into the news. And that's why it's called the Streisand effect. If Hollywood would just shut up and let this movie come out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been as big as it was. But the fact that they protested made
Google Earth, you know, you could scan down on her house and everything, probably seen more from Google Earth than he did on the drone footage.
Could have. Yeah, it's you know, it's that's the Streisand effect. If you don't know where it came from, but that's just like, you know, if she just shut just STFU, which, hey, I will say this, you know, I've tried to engage with these people at Portland, and they haven't been caught up in the Streisand effect yet. You know, I keep poking at them. Like, I really want to poke the fluoride, because White House, Gallatin, Portland, all three of them use fluoride in their water. I don't really know. Honestly, I'm getting to the point where I don't want to leave my house without my well water. You know what I mean?
Well, until we get one of them to take it serious so we can get it on the ballot or on the agenda, there's nothing we can do about it. You know, you just show up and try to talk about it.
I'm thinking about taking the link and putting it on the Spoon and Pudding Facebook page and just plopping it there so people can watch this. So the video I sent you.
It's like 19 minutes.
It's a link. Yeah, it's like 20 minutes or so. It's somewhere, give or take. But it talks to evil, goes back to the history of fluoride and how, you know, what happened.
Yeah, put it on there.
Yeah, I can put it up there. I'll just put it on the page. Y'all click on it, follow it over to YouTube, watch it there. But it's evil food supply. They got the great. Did you watch the oat milk one yet?
Yeah.
You watched it? Are you going to quit your almond milk now?
Yeah, I ain't got none.
Well, you said you was drinking almond milk.
Well, I mean, I do from time to time, but I don't have any now. So,
well, when I watched that one, I was like, and then then you told me, he's like, well, I don't drink almond milk. I drink almond milk. And I said, just as bad. It's bad. You know, it's poison. And it's crazy how bad that is. And then they put it in a flashy little container and tell everybody how good for the earth it is, and watch these people just suck it down. It's like, wow. You know, we've been, and that's, I want to go back to lard, honestly. You know, I'm thinking about just going and buying big buckets of lard and just going back to cooking with lard. I mean, why did we go to Crisco again? Our grandparents lived into their old age, and they drank milk, eggs, and lard, and ate bacon and everything else. And, you know,
every meal was made with lard. Yep.
Yeah. Now it's like, well, we can process turkey and make it taste like bacon and make people believe it's better for them because it's turkey. And I'm like, how do you get turkey to taste like bacon? What ingredients and engineering do you got to do?
Turkey bacon is nasty.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying that bacon is the healthiest thing in the world for you.
All their meat is turkey based.
You've said that before, and you can't. Again, that's a claim. Bring the facts. Put them up here for next week.
Ask them.
Ask what?
Research Subway. They'll tell you.
I'm going to do some quick research. Go ahead. Tell your. This is a supposedly.
Whatever you get it, all is turkey based. Just like their bread. Their bread is mixed. It's got pieces of plastic and styrofoam and everything in their bread mixture. It's not real bread.
Well, it's like that what's the Impossible meat or whatever.
Yeah, the plant.
Oh my God, it's shit so bad for you. I mean, they talked about that, and they said people don't understand exactly how bad that is for you. And see, that says the truth about turkey is all Subway meat turkey healing pigs.
It's all turkey based.
November 3rd, 2022 by Francis. No, all Subway meat is not turkey.
Turkey based.
It says there are many different types of meat that Subway include by turkey, ham, roast, blah, 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 blah. The most popular meat of all in Subway is turkey. Subway's turkey meat has become under scrutiny. Some people claiming that it doesn't taste like real turkey. So what's the story? I don't care for Subway. I never really did. I mean, I'll eat it. It's unfortunately, when you think about how bad all the other places are to eat.
Like if you go in there and get their cold cut, it's got pepperoni, or not pepperoni, but bologna and salami and ham and turkey and all that. It's turkey bologna and it's turkey salami and it's turkey ham. It's like, Go get a real sub. Bring back Rumble Rouser.
Chasing me, it's all about Subway meat. Some truth behind the myth discussed that all Subway meat is turkey. What? No, come on. All Subway meat is turkey. The cold cut combo trio sandwich, which has been 3 meats, but in fact is all turkey. So the cold cut they're saying is all turkey. What about my damn meatballs? You know what I mean?
Now your meatballs, they may be not turkey, but they're probably turkey too. Unless they
okay, so you're going to tell me so my go-to is either a meatball or the balls, which is pepperoni. So you're going to sit there and tell me that my pepperoni ain't pepperoni? It tastes damn like pepperoni.
Now the pepperoni may be pepperoni, but I would say that's probably turkey based too. Any meat they've added maybe in the last 2 years, some of it may be real meat, but most of it, everything they had was turkey based meat.
Well, this is you're out on a limb on this one. I'm not. I don't know. To me, the jury's out because meatballs are still kind of cheap. Processed industrial scale. Again, it's not great for me. No, it's like 8 little McDoubles. I guess 4 McDoubles.
You remember the little pizzas you get at Subway?
The what?
On the flatbread, you get a flatbread pizza. Yeah. You remember those? I would stop at a Subway, and that's what I would get was flatbread pizza. And then I said, "When are you ever going to get a sandwich?" I said, "When are you ever going to get real meat and real bread?" And she just looked at me with her eyes wide, and I said, "All your meat's turkey based, and your bread's not real bread." She's like, "This is true." I said, "Well, when you get real meat and real bread, I'll buy a sandwich from you."
You probably just didn't want to argue, would you?
Huh?
It's not good for you. I never said it was good for you. I just, I'm just saying I don't think a lot of this food's good for you. But like I said, I just
kind of everything we eat's not good for us.
Huh?
Most everything we eat's not good for us.
No, and we just
it's been sprayed with chemicals. It's been processed with chemicals. It's got stuff added to it.
Mm-hmm. Well, we need to. Like I said, one thing I want to stay on local is just keep hitting the fluoride topic. I wish I'll put that video up on the Facebook page so that everyone can watch it and watch the history and the discussion of fluoride. Now, there's naturally occurring fluorides. I'm not, there's certain areas that fluoride just is natural. But the big bulks of fluoride came from aluminum manufacturing. It's a byproduct. Just like, why is diesel more expensive than gas? Because diesel is a byproduct, a runoff in the manufacturing process. It used to be cheaper forever.
Or kerosene.
Mm-hmm. And kerosine's real jet fuel.
Kerosene's like $7 a gallon now, ain't it?
It's crazy.
Ridiculous.
It's crazy expensive. It's just maybe because it's rare, they don't, I don't know, they got to hold on to it longer or something. But
no, it's gouging. They know they can do it. You got to have
it. They can gouge. Yeah, they can get whatever they want for it. Who knows what's going to happen with the dollar, though? Still watching that. But short of that, I ain't got much more to add. You got anything else?
No, we'll get it back to it next Sunday or Monday.
Whenever. No, next Sunday. Next Sunday.
Well, I'll be out of town next weekend, so I don't know if I'll be back.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know what time. I don't know what time yet.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see. Is there a meeting tonight? I didn't check. I thought they were saying something.
They had one
next week.
If it was last Monday, they won't have one again until August.
It was the 10th. So it should be tonight if they have one.
If they have 2 this month, yeah, but I don't know if they have 2 this month.
I don't know if they have 2 this month or not, but I'm still going to be waiting for them to, reach in and pull out and put fluoride back up on the agenda. They never have, still to this day. Almost a year we've been talking about it.
They don't want us to, and they're explaining stuff to them and teaching them anything.
Well, we'll put it on the Facebook page and hope people watch it.
Yeah.
But all right, man. I guess we'll end it here and see y'all guys next week, huh?
Hit the music.
I'll hit the music, and it's good. Sorry we're a day late, but. See y'all guys next week. I guess maybe you say Monday?
Sunday or Monday, we'll see.
We'll see. All right, everyone. Later.